Hey everybody, welcome back. Yeah, I'm doing the hold the microphone thing. It's just I get weird sound having it on my shirt. I don't know what's up. So I'm just going to try it like this and see how it goes. So we have what did I do last time? Like 3 episodes because the girl with the umbrella, nasty nasty stuff. So I have watched through episodes 4 through 9 and I really wanted to keep going, but I had to stop, gather my thoughts and talk about what's going on in this show. So we learn that girl, the girl with the umbrella down the stairs, we learn her mom dies the very same day. Unfortunate. This is when we start to get information about this curse, this calamity. One person will die per month. Family can be affected too. But then things kind of start getting more and more out of control. They think, oh, maybe if we ignore two people, things will get better. But it seems to get a bit worse. We have people dying pretty close together. One later on, it seems maybe they were the same day. I don't know. But for a while there, something up was up with that nurse. He was talking to that nurse a lot, and it was her personality, her kind of like a nonchalant or just like, oh, okay, well, let's do this. Or guess what I found out? And I'm like, why is she so not affected by everything? And I thought, perhaps there's something that, oh no, Kersplat. Never mind. I guess she had nothing to do with anything. So we lose the nurse. We lose that boy to the heart attack. And then we get more information about the desk and too many students in the class. And some new students who get added are ghosts. Okay. But if we have too many students, we can just pretend like one doesn't exist. And that'll soothe the gods of the calamity or something. That's kind of weird. It's all kind of weird. But you're just like, okay, we just pretend someone's not here and then we'll be okay. But Koichi, he met Mei on the elevator very early on, and that screwed everything else up. Because they're like, why didn't you just tell him not to ignore her? Which, knowing his personality now, if you told him to just ignore her, he wouldn't have anyway. So it doesn't really matter. We get more info about previous classes. His mom was in the class. His aunt was in a class. Then the teacher comes in. Episode 7. Can't do it anymore. Ka-cha! Blood all over the place. And again, the music. The music it's sometimes I want to think that's really weird. Why are you doing music like that? But then it fits and it works. Like when as soon as he kills himself, the music sounds like a Hollywood movie. I don't even know how to describe it. Actiony and upbeat, and you're just like, that's so weird, but hey, it works. So yeah. Then we find out even more darker stuff about his mom, how he was taking care of her and she wasn't doing well, so he killed her and then went in and killed himself. At least he didn't kill any of the kids. So weird stuff going on. We learned about this trip to the shrine that the class did years ago, and it was during that trip that the calamity stopped. Somehow they stopped the calamity. So they're trying to figure out who was on that trip, who could we talk to, and figure things out. We got that former student who was a classmate of his aunt, and he left something. Left something somewhere. So we're gonna go out to that shrine. We're gonna take a trip, summer trip. Something weird happened on a summer trip. Let's go on a summer trip. Oh, nothing bad can happen to us out of the city, right? Not so fast. The boat comes, badonk badonk. But it turns out he actually slipped in, got that what aneurysm in his house. You're like, okay, that explains that. Then, oh, we find out he left something in the classroom. So we go back to the old class 3 homeroom in the old building, and they find that cassette tape. And this episode 9, it's done really well because while they're doing the stuff in the classroom, we get the flashbacks to the trip to the shrine. We learn about the boy who was hit by lightning. We learn about the girl who tripped and fell off the cliff. But while we're getting this information, we see what's going on in the present day with these other girls. One's going on this road trip with her family. Another girl, she's still in the city, and we get the backhoe on the flatbed semi truck. Driver gets out, does his thing. We get these views out of the windshield of them traveling along the mountains right by the guardrail while we're listening to this tape, while we're going through the classroom. And they keep showing like these cars coming around the corner. You think one's gonna swerve and hit him, but no. Then you start to hear the, and you're like, "Oh, rock slide!" And not really a rock slide, but one right on the windshield. Off they go. Which part of me thought, "All right, is that your reaction? It hits the windshield, and you're gonna swerve or go straight off. You know you're by the cliff, unless it hit it and like glass went into the driver's face. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. If I'm driving the car and stuff happens like that, the last thing I'm doing is going straight or turning left. You'd think you'd be more aware. I don't know. I've never had that happen. Hopefully, never will. To find out how I would react. Then we get the backhoe going down the hill into the house. Poor kid. He just wanted to stay home and avoid everything, and not so fast. Then the last part, can't finish the tape. I thought the tape uh, went out by itself because he says, what did he say? What I did was, and then there's like this long pause, and I thought something happened to him or happened to the tape, and I was just like, no, we're screwed. But then someone comes in and, stupid, why would you pull the tape out of the recorder? Why not just grab the whole tape recorder when you go hide? I don't know. That was weird. Needed for the story, I guess. But he pulls out, yanks out the tape, which, if you were a kid way back in the day, you remember your tape getting pulled out and you have to like roll it back in. But it looked like maybe he jerked it at the end and it actually tore. Well, it shouldn't be a big problem, huh? To fix something like that. So, yeah, 3 episodes to go, 10, 11, and 12. We've had some kind of like most of that one with the summer trip on the beach, most of that was just filler, it seemed to me, except for the very end. Episode 6, we get a lot of information about the previous class. I'm not sure how much that's going to come into play in the last 3 episodes. We get those after credits scenes where they kind of give you scenes from the next episodes where we see like fire and what's her face crying, and it that's another thing. Why do they have that girl who's in charge? I forget the name of the thing where she's in charge of making sure nobody dies. Why do they have a student doing that? I don't know. Anywho, 3 to go. It's been pretty good so far. Really enjoying it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I kind of think that girl who's in charge of everything, the student, I kind of think she's the ghost. I don't know who else would be the ghost. So, yeah, I'm going to go watch the next 3 episodes right now. So, expect the final series wrap up soon. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think about this series. Recommendations, always appreciate recommendations. Like and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and I will see you next time.